agility in order to help with that situation. On the other hand, strength HP could be useful towards the end if we're at one of those races that you need HP at the end. With the throne room.
Hooray. It's a whole lot of gold.
It's a lot of gold. And ooh, looks like 4 strength to start off, and I don't see any spells yet. Let's see if they can find a town with this gold so that they can up their equipment. Both Cardinality choosing to save right away. I believe both players may.
Ooh, Game Boy being bold with his massive muscles. Besides, nope. Maggie Drake is probably a little too strong.
Yeah, I think maybe he just now took a look at his strength score. Said, nope, we are looking for slimes. At strength 4, pretty much the slime and the red slime is what you're looking for. I believe, if I remember correctly, that you have about 0 to 1 damage on a slime right now at strength 4. I think you have about a 3 out of 4 chance to do 1 damage if my fuzzy math holds up. So they're going to be looking for slimes in the area. The Drakey...
Drakey is still dicey.
I'm not so sure about a Drakey. They have a little bit more hit points. And...
Ooh.
So NESCardinality venturing out instead of trying to find those slimes, because they do have that gold to work with.
And Ness is trying to find a way to a gold cave, or a gold spending location. Find the staff cave. And reset.
Yeah, so when you hit that reset button, instead of taking the death, you hold on to the gold because you're just reloading your previous save file. And the penalty for dying, of course, is that you lose half your gold, and you have to listen to the king lecture you for a little while you let your timer tick by. Juncture when you've made no progress is prudent.
And Game Boy's taking his deaths and just going on with it. He's not worried about money or spending. He doesn't see a town nearby, he doesn't care.
Yeah, so that's interesting. You know, he could always, if he does happen to find a town, he can, like, restart his entire game. He could delete his save file, potentially, and restart from the throne room. Maybe he got some low rolls with his gold in the beginning. Feels like he might be able to do better that way. But that all hinges upon them finding a town in the early game. This is actually brutal. I'm not sure if NESCardinality will even be able to defeat this Drakey here.
I mean, I've had some scenes where I've had a life and death struggle with Ghost in the first few levels. A real, 2-minute long slobber knocker. Ooh, might get lucky with this last shot. Nope.
So yeah, if they can't find a slime or a red slime, so there's some different options here, right? You can look for slimes and red slimes in Zone 0, which is directly near the castle. They also have a reasonable chance to be in Zone 1, which is a little bit away from the castle. So you could go adventuring out into try and find that intermediate zone for some slimes. The other thing you could do is go out a little further and see if you can stumble upon a metal slime. Or, of course, with all this gold, you're hoping to find a town, I think, to buy some equipment. And that'll help a lot if they could find one.
Definitely. And also, you might just be able to fish around for a crit if you're really that hard up for any kind of strength or stats or abilities or items. You might just find something, punch it really hard once, and move on.
Yeah, and that would maybe work on a Drakey. I bet you even a critical hit right now would only do about 3 or 4 damage, to be honest. But yeah, if you could do that to a Drakey, that would get you started.
But if Ness is wandering around, yeah, Ness is wandering around Area 0, Drakey's going to be the softest enemy there. So we fight this Drakey again, hope for the best.
Yeah, so a Drakey on Strength 4, I believe you're going to be a 50-50 shot to do 1 damage. So, if they have 5 hit points, you're hoping to get one in less than 10 hits. He does take down that Drakey, and he's going to save that progress, I believe, because he has all his gold.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Which dungeon Game Boy was exploring there in the dark?
I can't tell. It's right outside of town. I'm not sure the details of it. I didn't see him walk in the first few steps.
So Game Boy killed that ghost, didn't he? Because he has 4 experience now. So both players are 1 kill away from leveling up to level 2, and hopefully they get some strength out of that.
Given his movements, I would say that is the Swamp Cave South.
Swamp Cave South, okay, and they don't even have the outside
Back
spell, but he does
door
get through.
into Garanham.
Ooh, developments here.
Hello, hello.
Wow. And I guess, you know...
Urgic Sword.
Oh, and he's got Urgic Sword. I was going to say, if he didn't find anything in these chests, he could potentially restart his entire game and try and get through here with his gold. But now he doesn't even need a weapon.
Well, you can't kill that.
Enormous. If NESCardinality does not do that soon, he's in big trouble. Urgic Sword is going to blow this whole thing wide open for Game Boy.
You have the staggering change of pace now. That is a massive boost to attack power. Most early game games will fall to...
Oh, and a town here for NESCardinality. So, and a metal slime, which will not run away, but I don't know if he's going to be able to beat it because he's down to 5 hit points and he got ambushed. Oh, this is incredibly brutal. But they're there now. He knows that they're there. He can go directly back to where he was. He knows the town is there as well. And do you recall, Seawolf, if you have a weapon in hand, does that ruin your chances of having a metal slime run away from you? It's strictly the strength score that matters, correct?
All your strength scores, all that matters.
Yeah.
So long as you're feeble.
He goes in there and buys a weapon or not, he could hang around that town and hunt for metal slimes now.
And that's actually is fully backed off. He's actually forgiven or forsaken his previous experience points and is going right for the gold again. He's on a full-on hard reset.
Actually, because he needs that 20 hit points if he wants to take down that metal slime. I think he wants to go after it with full hit points, and he had no way of healing and saving the gold at the same time. So, interesting. Did he start a new save file just in case? Yeah. So now he's got 2 options. He could go back to his first save file and work with the experience points he had, or he could go back and refill his HP and his gold with this new file and try and make it to that town. It's all desert tiles, though. He's going to get a lot of encounters on the way, and he's got to get through this swamp as well.
So he's down to, by default, he's down to 12 HP by the town.
Walked across that extra swamp tile, but he makes it through.
Oh,
so if there's a hand axe here, there is a hand axe. So he's not as far behind as it would seem now, and that may actually help him get through the swamp cave as well. So let's see if he goes and explores that now. Now that he's got a weapon, if he levels up, like let's say 2 or 3 times, he may feel like he's strong enough to explore through there and backdoor into Garanham himself. So let's look to see how fast he does that.
Ooh, fun place to hurt more. Okay, so that town is dangerous.
Yeah, so red dragons and metal slimes perhaps in the same zone. That's kind of interesting.
Might not be worth the trouble at that point.
He stays under 20 for his score. I don't know what's the move here. He's got a hand axe, so he could definitely pick on these ghosts and other smaller monsters, or he could try and go get that metal slime. Meanwhile, Game Boy is leveling up nicely. He's up to level 5 because he has the Urgic Sword to work with, and he's he was in a fight with a stone man there. He was trying to run, but
yeah, unfortunately, he's running to Swamp Cave, and up by that town there have some high-end enemies. Werewolves, red dragons, stone men, the golem down south somewhere. There's a wyvern just to the south of town as well. So there's a lot of dangerous monsters around the area. Like 1 step away.
I wonder if Game Boy found anything in Garanham that maybe he wants to buy afterwards, because he keeps wanting to go through there. Maybe he thinks that's...
Let's see. I don't know. He didn't check the town proper.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
No, I think he's got that sword and walked out and said he walked outside 1 step, took 1 step off, and got killed by an axe knight. So he didn't get a chance to look in town proper.
And the Radiant spell has been learned. So he could go through that cave in the light now if he chooses.
He's gonna grind a bit more.
And that'll reach level 6 for Game Boy. What's interesting about this is that he's getting off to this huge lead, and yet NESCardinality with one metal slime kill could erase it. So, and he has that knowledge that Game Boy doesn't. And of course, Game Boy has the knowledge of the backdoor to Garanham that I feel like NESCardinality will soon.
Yeah, it'd be impossible for Ness to pop in that cave and just not see where it goes to at some point. At some point soon, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, he probably just wants to get off the ground with the leveling, just get some HP so that he could survive going through that cave a little easier.
You might simply go to that town again and buy some herbs and such at Brecconary, just to build up and get some kind of healing.
Yeah, and that's another option. So Game Boy has not found Brackenary, so his only town that he knows about is Garanham. That's why I feel like maybe he keeps wanting to go through here, because the shop, you know, he might be able to pick up some armor or something, and he knows there's a gold chest right here. And so now he has half-plate money just like that, and maybe a large shield as well. So I don't know if he saw it. Maybe he'll take a look now and see what's in this shop.
It's also a very interesting possible long-term gold grind if you get back to town. You really want to do a janky.
We'll shop first. We'll watch to see if he dons the dragon scale.
Furthermore, if he gets the key a bit later on, he can go back to Garanham to the cave, go back into the cave, die in the cave, and then get the castle, and still have those chests on his counter. And a gold grind is very possible at the castle if required.
Absolutely, yeah. That's another way to grind. If they have trouble finding the grave or the mountain cave, he could pop in here and use these Garanham chests to initiate a gold grind as well. If, for example, the silver shield is right here in this shop.
Let's find out. A large shield, which you'll buy.
Alright, large shield for Game Boy.
Flame sword's also there.
Let's see, leather armor for Game Boy as well. Flame sword is there. Of course, he has the Erdrick sword, but he'd be looking for an armor boost and a shield boost. Now, let's see. NESCardinality has managed to get to level 5 with that hand axe, so not as far behind yet as...
He's going north. He keeps trying to get enemies up here and around the town. He's not actually looking at that cave at all.
Well, now he's in that intermediate zone. See, he's hunting for metal scorpions. I guess he's gotten enough of a strength boost along with his hand axe that he doesn't need to fight ghosts anymore. He's working on these metal scorpions and drolls up in the intermediate zone 1.
So knowledge. Game Boy's walking around. He's finding Charlock. He's finding another town. There's that town was Garanham. My apologies. Just went around that way. So right through the castle is a path to Charlock.
Yeah, interesting shortcut there that they might take advantage of at the end of the game. Likely the fastest way to Charlock from Tantegel is through the Swamp Cave.
And the wizard apparently is hurt heavy. He likes to cast a really weak spell very often. So it might be an easy grind point for the mid-game.
Yeah, and with the Erdrick sword, even with these weak strength scores that they have, you know, 3, 4, 5 hits and you can chop down a wizard. So now Wolflord's pretty much a perfect enemy as long as he doesn't have anything nasty. So yeah, these are all nice mid-game 52 experience for a Wolflord, and he's leveled up now to level 7. See if he gains any spells here.
So he says, repel.
Alright.
Be gone, small beasts.
It's kind of a nice spell to learn in the mid-game, so you can proceed with your exploration without running into slimes and ghosts. You know, you're pretty much done with the value of those encounters. So cast Repel every now and then and encounter enemies that have more value.
Alrighty. Cart him back up to Brecconary.
Yeah, he's got about 500 gold. I don't know if he has something in mind specifically. He knows the metal slimes are in this region. I don't know. He's at level 6. Has he already passed?
His strength is probably high enough to make them run away now, so it's probably not a guaranteed kill. Ooh, werewolves had Dragon Lord breath.
I'm a little surprised he didn't go back up and try and find a metal slime, but
he went out the one time with intention, and he got Red Dragon to the face.
Yeah, maybe that made the difference for him. It just wasn't worth, taking a whole bunch of deaths while trying to hunt for one.
So, I hear you want max experience points, huh? Here. Let me
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm worth 255 as well.
Hey, where you
Take
go?
me on. Yeah. No thanks.
That'd be interesting grind for endgame too, because you might be able to smack around for more damage, and then also red dragons are hopefully freebies. Now they have hurt more as well though, so a stop spell might be actually very handy.
Absolutely. Anytime red dragons cast any sort of magic with decent frequency, it's a great strategy to use stop spell.
And weapons have heal more, so that might be a problem for Ness. If he goes a grind against one or two of those guys, he might surprise him with a 2-hit heal more.
So Tablet Cave.
Tablet Cave. Easy peasy.
Don't have the outside spell yet, I don't believe, so he'll be walking in and out. Time penalty for not having the outside spell, but you pretty much need to do this errand while you're here.
Hey.
Something like the Silver Harp. So, one of the quest items is in the book now for Game Boy.
And the Harp Cave is south of Tangel, so he knows exactly where to take it.
I mean, he takes an unfortunate death. Let's look for him to do that. Get that out of the way, because sometimes you want to do that when you can, so that if you do happen to collect the other items on your travels and you run into the Jerk Cave, it can save you an extra trip. So if the Rain Cave is handy, he might as well do that at his next opportunity.
Yeah, it's close to town. If you go south just to explore, on the way out, stop in there and trade in.
So the experience lead actually not that significant for having Erdrick's sword. NESCardinality doing a great job keeping pace up with the hand axe. Unfortunately, having to run away from enemies like the Axe Knight, but doing a great job against the medium strength enemies.
There's some pain. Arguably the hardest hitter in the entire world, the Golem.
NESCardinality found Sharlock as well, and he found it without going through Swamp Cave, right? So now
the hard way. So if you go northeast enough, you end up by Sharlock. Interesting. So you might run to Garanham the hard way, but he won't have the backdoor entrance.
Right. And there were 2 gold chests, and I forget what was in the 3rd chest.
The big stick.
How could I forget? Yes. Won't be able to get to it that way, but I feel like eventually, maybe on his next death, he will decide to run through there.
Especially if he realizes that's the Swamp Cave. We might go.
No, so he could go check it out and cast Radiant if he wants. Take a good look at what it is. And now he's got a cave to the south of Sharlock here.
Alright. Game Boy does what he thought and trades in the Staff of Rain? Or trades it for the Staff of Rain?
Staff of Rain now for Game Boy. Of course, you need the Stones of Sunlight, the Staff of Rain, and the Erdrick's Token in order to have access to Sharlock Castle once you talk to the appropriate old gentleman.
Yeah, Spawn Cave is dangerous. You got... What else is in there? I think they have D-Knights in there, you got AKs, you got... It's got sleep. AK-47's got sleep.
Wait, what did he find here?
I think it's Swamp Cave. No, he went to the cave by Karen, if I recall. I think that was the Swamp Cave, and I think that has an armor light with sleep. And Game Boy just found out too.
No, Swamp Cave backs into Garanham, right? So.
Right. Oh no, you're right. So what cave was that?
Yeah, he had to be in.
Well, he's the Grave of Garen or the Mountain Cave.
Grave, they're saying in chat. So, all right. So he knows that that's just south of Sharlock, and essentially, if he makes it back that way, there could be a magic key, for example, in one of those chests. Maybe he'll find a different way to get to that Erdrick sword.
Well, he has found the cave to Garanham.
Fastest way, so
he'll be happy to see he pops up right by Sharlock. He can go back right to where he was before.
Now, as he looks at his clock, and we're 19 minutes in, you gotta wonder if Ness feels like Game Boy may have found that a little faster than he did, and what that might mean for him. So going forward, he might be in a bit of a hurry.
Yeah, when you see 5 steps away from the castle was a free path to the biggest sword of the game, your first thought's gonna be, oh crap.
Why didn't I come in here earlier? Yep.
Ah, Game Boy finds Cantlin.
Ooh, and sleep. The AKs have sleep as well. So yeah, needing that stop spell, that would be helpful at this point.
Both runners know that AK has sleep, so AK is going to be a real issue.
He doesn't have keys, though, so he's not going to be able to get the coordinates right now. But he is going to stock up on herbs and other items. Maybe check out the shops for a potential silver shield.
I was saved by fairy water, but repel is known, so not a big deal. Buy some Red Bull.
Wings, which is an interesting decision in case return is never learned. You could have a situation where you finish the game early, maybe level 13 or 14, and you never learned return. So instead of walking back to the castle, you could use your wings. Is in the mid game as well, since they don't have the return spell. But always an interesting decision when they pick up some wings from Cantlin, and promptly dies to the AK.
Cod and cod.
We have dual deaths here.
Excellent. Well, you are a fishmonger, sir.
Monarch lectures. And they're both casting repel right out of the gate. Do some exploration unmolested. We're out of that frenzy of the early game. Seems like now they're going to want to try and find those dungeons and look for quest items.
Yeah, so Ness head down here. Oh no, he's grinding some more actually. Ness wants more power.
Yeah, well, he knows what's in that grave, so he wants to be able to survive the trip. Wolves with Dragon Lord breath, so.
So endgame enemy, you probably see him in Charlock as well, so got prepared for that.
Points away from a level, so that's a bummer for him, but he'll get it on his next victory. We're concentrating now on expanding their exploration. They want to find as many of the overworld locations as possible.
Hey now.
There are 8 towns and 8 caves to be found. 2 caves, of course, are attached to Tantegel Basement and Garenham Basement. But 14 locations can be found on the overworld. And what they would like, in addition to coal here for Game Boy, unfortunately he did not find the armor. I think they're going to want to find these dungeons pretty soon. That's your fastest way probably to find keys or quest items at this point, unless they stumble upon Rimaldar, of course.
The main thing is that flute, you now know their armor is either in Hawk's Nest or it's on the map somewhere. And now you're terrified that Hawk's Nest might be guarded by a sleeping AK-47. Not to mention Charlock would be full of AK-47s, you're probably pulling your hair out right now.
Yeah, I haven't even started looking at the stats. How's the agility stat going on this one?
Agility, looking at... Where's agility? 40 for NES and 42 for Game Boy.
Alright,
So
not
there.
bad for level 8. Yeah, we've had so many seeds where they just they just struggle in the end game. It just goes back and forth with failed dive after failed dive into Charlock because they just don't have the agility.
You know, these dives can be rough. If you see AK anywhere in the final castle, it's gonna be trouble because he might just dominate a floor, and if they ambush you at all, sleep and just beat you down. And that's what they'll kill you, make you lose the war. If you have to heal over and over again.
Yeah, you know what? Like they can ambush you too. So even if you know they have sleep, they could just ambush you and just wipe you out with that sleep spell. So it's just it can be brutal.
It's simply
Mini boss that has that. You're all the way at the Dragon Lord. You hit the mini boss, ambush, sleep, done. So it's nothing is free in this seed right now. It's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, almost worse would be having to heal more times than you want to and getting there. But you can't beat the Dragon Lord, but you walk over to the Dragon Lord now. You gotta fight him anyway, get yourself killed, waste more time. So surviving an Armor Knight might be worse than actually dying to it.
So Game Boy choosing to shortcut through the Swamp Cave again. I think he likes this area better. He's continuing to explore. I don't know if he's found the cave. It should be directly south of here, the grave. If he finds that, he may be able to get to those chests.
We'll see if he goes.
He's going to level up with this wolf now to level 9, and he has the Radiant spell. He might be able to pop right in there and take advantage of those chests, but there are some tough enemies in there. He is going that way, so...
He's got Hurt More, which is interesting for certain enemies.
Oh, is Hurt More learned at level 9?
Yes.
Okay, and so... Metal Slime's available right around this grave as well. So an early Hurt More lead, although NESCardinality is not that far away from level 9. If he can get there, that's it won't be too much of an advantage. Of course, having the Erdrick Sword kind of negates the Hurt More. You know, it's going to be faster to kill everything with Hurt More, but you're not going to lose too much in the experience lead by this little stretch here. So these 3 chests now for Game Boy. He is getting there.
Well, Hurt More bonus is that right now they have Erdrick Sword, but their strength's still kind of low. I guess something like an AK, it might be dangerous to keep alive for more than 3 rounds. It might be worth trouble to blast him once, to stab him once. Chest, we have wings. We have scones. And drops the wings. And a bell.
Alright, so just the all-elusive Erdrick's token remaining for Game Boy to find. The token, of course, could be on a search spot or in a chest, so that one's sometimes a little more difficult to nail down where it might be.
Yeah, any chest in the game that's outside Charlock.
Yeah, now he already searched the search spot in coal. There's only 2 left, and if it is on a search spot, it'll be one of the items, and the other obviously being the armor, which hasn't been found yet either. So, Nation and Hawksness.
Alright, Rogue Scorpion. Rogue Scorpion has baby breath, so he's not terribly dangerous. More annoying.
And coal now for NESCardinality. So
flute.
he is likely to pick up the flute along the way. And a silver shield is available here, as well as the magic armor. So if they could get in there to that grave, well, they need keys.
They need a key to make this work.
This could be a good gold grind spot here. Sorry, go ahead.
There's no gold in the mountain cave or the Garen's grave, so that doesn't work. But if you find a cave with gold in it or a chest in it, there's 3 chests there, 4, 5, 6 in the throne room. You can walk through the basement. Now you have to go outside. Never mind, it's not gonna work. You need to die and go through it that way.
You mean like before finding keys and going to the Tanticle Treasury? Like if there's another way?
You really can't, unfortunately. You're right.
Occasionally, there may be another way, but...
Yeah, unfortunately it's still very janky, using that swamp.
Yeah, you could find a magic key sitting in a chest. There's still, what do we have remaining besides the mountain cave? Let's see.
Stone Starlight Cave.
Not found the Stones Cave? Okay.
That's about it.
They did find the Tablet Cave. So, yeah, there's 5 chests remaining in the Mountain Cave. Before getting keys, that is about it. So
once you have a key...
then it's all about finding the town of Rimeldar.
Yeah, once you have a key, then it's basically a matter of... you can make a gold grind anytime you want to once you have a key. Just by the chest in the throne room. Or basically going through...
Well, assuming that there's gold in Tantigle.
Yeah.
We don't know if there is.
Let's see. So far, they found the Staff Cave. They've not found the Jerk yet.
NESCardinality, by the way, also up to level 9, so they both have Hurt More now.
Let's see if he used it now.
Game Boy maintaining that slimmest of experience leads that he gained right at the beginning of the game by finding the Erdrick Sword a little earlier. It's been about a 300-point experience lead the entire way. I feel like I've seen Game Boy in the town of Garenham quite a bit. It's just because that happens to be where the shortcut is through the Swamp Cave, I think. Keeps wanting to go this way.
Yeah, it's weird, because he's a little bit northeast of the castle at that point. You saw you loop around and get back there, going north and east. And the castle appears to be on the western side of the map. NESCardinality is in that weird spot on the map now. It's very windy, twisty.
What was that town right there? He already must have explored it. I don't remember.
And it must be, if you ever explored it, doesn't care. That's not coal. Oh. Hard to say.
One of the better enemies for Hurtmore, Druid Lord also. So they are finding the right enemies.
What ho?
Experience is coming very quickly because Hurtmore is...
Card finds. Hey, card finds 2 caves. First cave is the Jerk. Second cave is Mountain Cave.
Yeah, good to know where that Jerk is as well. So
they're both about a little bit southwest of Candlin. This could change the play of the game pretty quickly if he finds a key.
Should torch now. Has 4 more chests in the lower level. Some fairly strong enemies in this cave too, so you won't be losing any time by exploring here.
So we can fight them. Demon Knight is still too dodgy. They have no healing right now beyond herbs, and
I did not even think of that. Yeah, they were doing so well that I didn't even realize they didn't even have healing.
Yeah, so the problem is in this game is you don't really dodge, you don't really block, you just get punched in the face and heal really good.
Oh, and a magic key. Magic key is found in the chest by a NESCardinality.
Alright, and this I figure out, does he want to use the treasury? Does he want to go to back to the grave he's seen before and try and sneak down the bottom there?
Death Necklace as well. I'm not sure if that'll come into play. We'll have to wait and see, but Death Necklace. And so now, there are some strong enemies in here. I imagine he will just Death Warp out of here and see if he can gold grind.
He's got 1 more chest to check, so he wants to try and survive this last chest, and then whatever happens, happens.
And was NESCardinality the one that saw the silver shield and the magic armor in...
Yes, well, they both saw them. Game Boy also went to the shop and saw the silver shield.
Okay.
Now, Ness, what you should do, if I was him...
Yeah.
I would take my key, go back to the castle, and buy more keys. I hope Rumilar doesn't have the token there, basically.
Another level now, level 10 for Ness. He's closing the gap on the experience lead, and if he gets this last chest, then no matter which chest he opens in Tanteagle, he'll automatically be in gold grind status. He won't have to worry about accidentally opening the gold chest. He's got the Fighter's Ring also for his troubles, so a pretty productive mountain cave here.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of good things here. He's
walking out. Yeah, now he's going to try and take a death on the stronger first floor enemies, such as the Stone Men. So
that'll work. There we go.
All right, let's see if NESCardinality takes advantage of the early keys, and if that makes up for the deficit that he had of finding the sword a little bit later in the game.
Good call, y'all. All right.
So as you predicted, his first task is he is going to get more keys from the shop owner here.
And yes, Mr. Holmes, I didn't see him put the ring on yet. So the ring is pretty, but in his pocket. You put it on? That was really fast.
Like I was watching, and I can't 100% remember if he put it on or not.
Yeah,
I was so excited about him finding keys, and then he found the Death Necklace, and yeah, as a side note, he found the Fighter's Ring. So we got an additional chest here that could be gold, as well as, we found the Sword Magician.
Yes! Here's the herbs. It's an herb.
Nice. Got the herb grind going now for Ness. He'll stock up the cheap way.
The herb grind.
No need to spend any of his 71 gold pieces on herbs here. He's got them for free. Be getting a lot more gold, he hopes. You have to have one of these 4 chests has to be gold. Some disappointment.
And he'll be decked out, and hopefully 5 minutes he'll be wearing the best armor in the game. Well, you can get outside of Urge's armor, of course.
And if there is no gold here, I would expect them to hunt down the full plate, which works almost as well as the magic armor, and just try and stick with the large shield. But
we'll grind.
Gold to be had in the treasury, and Ness is off to the races, on his way to at least 14,000 and change, possibly 22,000. Let's see what he decides to do about armor.
Meanwhile, Fred is grinding HP, or XP, you should say. And Werewolf grinds him. Back he goes.
The battle of the grinds.
So cross Werewolf. I'd say about lead here. They haven't found Hawksnest. They haven't found Rimildar. Game Boy can go through the rest of the Garen's grave. Not Game Boy, Ness can go back to Garen's grave. We can take the princess. We can go to Cantlin and get this coordinates if he finds Cantlin. So, Ness has more potential. You gotta find these places.
So it's looking more and more likely that the token is actually on a search spot. How many chests has Ness not seen now? It's just the ones at the bottom of the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Opened the one in the Stones Cave now. He's opened the ones in the Treasury now. There's one in Rimildar that has not been seen.
Mm-hmm.
We're running out of chests that the Urgix token could be in. So at some point now that he has keys, he's going to want to get back to Cantlin and get those coordinates.
Alright. So for chat who's watching, we're in the finals, but there are new viewers. The goal grind. The game can only hold so much memory at once. So once you open 8 chests and you haven't died or haven't left an area, they're also loading. With chest 9, the game says, I can't hold anymore. Keep it. And the chest stays there. And it goes on and on and on.
By the way, Game Boy finding those dual caves, so he's on his way to get keys if he can survive this red dragon.
Ooh.
He is about to die to a red dragon before finding out that that second cave is the mountain cave containing the key.
Roast cod.
Be interesting to see if he goes directly back there or if he's going to explore some other direction. He's going to want to get those keys as quickly as possible to keep pace now with NESCardinality. One step away from the town that he was looking for. Oh my goodness, and he runs from the red dragon. Wow. So that could have been a reset and go back and take your gold with you. He did make a safety save, so he would have had to reset and try that again.
Yeah, that'd been awkward.
But he's got the silver shield now. He's got the magic armor. He also already has the Urgix sword. He will not be buying any more equipment for the rest of the game. He is done buying stuff. He'll buy some herbs maybe or whatever, but
yep.
He is on to finding the Urgix token and the Urgix armor for Sharlock.
Right, and he's found his own sign as well, so when he's just jerk again, he'll stop in the jerk cave right by, yeah, he knows the jerk cave is right by the grave of Garen. Or the mountain cave, I should say. So, jerk's right there for him to give the 2 items in, get the drop, and he can basically streamline his endgame right there.
Yeah, it's a question of where is that token. So I would think that his next move now is to go back to Cantlin and get those coordinates, because he's going to need to search now for the token and the armor. So one or the other pretty much has to be on the overworld, because the flute was found in coal already.
Mm-hmm.
Productive if he can remember the way back to Cantlin. He has the key handy for the coordinates. Neither player has even found Hawksnest yet, correct? So
Hawksnest and Rimildar are off the map currently. They exist in legend, far away.
Those in at the appropriate time, you know. Just we'll hold off on having those on the map until they get good and frustrated.
Yeah.
We'll just put Rimildar in right there, and maybe Hawksnest as well. Hawksnest, of course, also oftentimes serves efficient grind zone for end game leveling. So
yeah, boss monster can be a thing. Rimildar has been found by Cardinality.
Yes, now he already has keys. Game Boy would love to have found this, but what's in this chest?
Herb.
Somehow he was not full on herbs even after his herb grind, so he
ate one to find that wizard. Yeah, he was fighting the wizard and he got punched a few times. We ate one. So
that's now that the token can be in.
Oh, well, here's a town right here. It's probably Hawksnest, and how suitable, buried in a swamp.
This is has close proximity to another town like this. That makes for end game grinding even better, because you can just hop out there and heal up in between battles. If this happens to be a Axe Knight or even something like a Blue Dragon.
Actually, he was down to 0 herbs. He's been using herbs like crazy.
Keep forgetting that they don't have healing or healing.
Yep, even now, level 10, there's no healing spells.
Yeah. Both players are making that look easy, by the way. That's one of the big challenges in Dragon Warrior Randomizer is the seeds when you don't have healing, and they're handling it perfectly. Learned now in case this is a Stone Man, but no, it's a Blue Dragon.
No, thank you. Nope.
Without healing abilities, that's going to be a tall order.
He's probably going to leave, go back to Rimildar. And... Actually, no, Rimildar doesn't sell herbs, do they?
Oh, look, Game Boy has found Rimildar, so...
Aha!
This is the other way to find keys in the game, is just to buy them from the town of Rimildar.
So, end game of choice, you have Blue Dragons in Hawk's Nest now, or you have Charlock, which is by a town as well. So both areas have their ups and downs, but guaranteed encounters are usually faster.
Yeah, that Blue Dragon will probably end up being a decent grind at the end. Once they get some strength and they get heal more, as long as the Blue Dragon doesn't have anything wonky that makes the grind inefficient.
Yeah, no one's actually seen the Blue Dragon yet.
They're worth about 180. Well, wasn't the Blue Dragon in the Hawk's Nest Guardian? Or
yeah, it was the Guardian, but it was the Guardian, but no one saw what it could do. Nest saw it and said, nope, and ran away.
Yeah, right.
So it might have heal more and hurt more, for all we know. We have no idea.
Yeah, they're worth 180 experience a pop, so if they're just, you know, attack-only creatures, they'll eventually get strong enough, so that'll be an efficient grind. Because it's right next to Rimildar, you can pop out and heal up. Just come right back in. So we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, it also could be guarding something important, like the armor or the token. So Ness will keep an eye on that and go back to it as soon as he learns heal more, probably.
Mm-hmm. I'm also curious to... They haven't got a Caitlyn yet. They both have keys. I wonder if Game Boy's beeline to Caitlyn.
Did NESCardinality never find Caitlyn? One of them for sure found it, but
I don't think
he should be going there if he knows where it is to get those coordinates. So now he realizes that this circles all the way back to Garenham.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually seen Garen or Caitlyn proper.
NESCardinality, of course, known for big to maps. While
no, wait, he has to have seen Caitlyn because he bought the what did he buy there? I watched him buy something there before. They've both seen Caitlyn for sure.
Okay. Dragons are not easy to run from.
Incredibly fast. And
when you don't have heal more and you get hit by a red dragon like this, it's just and the armored knight as well here for Game Boy. Of course, they have sleep as well, so sleep and hurt. That's just so brutal. If you can't run away from this thing and he just whittles you down.
Yeah, there was a siege.
But
let's go.
Fortunately, armored knights are susceptible to hurt more, but the red dragons are not.
Yeah. There was a siege about let's see, it was months ago. 3 enemies in Charlock 1, like floor 1, had sleep, it hurt, and just would constantly just ping you to death. Like, they wouldn't kill you, they just annoy you for like 2 minutes per fight.
So Ness does find himself back in the town of Caitlyn. Of course, without healing, you have to herb up here just to make it to the old man. If you don't have the armor and you don't have healing spells, you got to use herbs to get there, and you may not be able to get out. So this could be a suicide mission. Just to get to the old man to learn the coordinates. But he will do so.
Got those to pick. Alright. Are not buying more keys just in case? Just in case.
Same idea now. We're going to have simultaneous coordinates going on here, I believe. Because Game Boy has keys now as well. Kyle is up to level 12 already, so he has extended his experience lead, over 1,000-point lead now for Game Boy.
You gotta be careful, you need to have herbs, because they can't heal otherwise. Ooh, you mind level 12 you learn heal. So level 12 you have access to...
So he'll be able to get out if he wants. 68
south, 28 east.
also very good with these counts, so he probably will not bother with the princess. I'll be interested to see what Game Boy does with that. I mean, the Swamp Cave is right there.
Yeah, normally
right?
I would say he wouldn't bother, but
there, like if it were me, I would just go get the princess. It's like she's right there. But NESCardinality is very good at these counts.
So Ness is going north. Ness isn't bothering. He's going a different direction.
Else on his mind, I guess.
Actually, no. He needs to.
We're going back to the bottom of the grave. I think this is the grave. He's already. Did he ever make it to the top chests? I think he never made it to the top chests.
No, he did not, because he needed a key to get through here.
This makes sense now. Now he has keys. We'll see if he goes to the bottom levels in search of the token, or if he's going to come back out and maybe go back to Hawksness. Or
he wants to see. It's probably a matter of time saving. He wants to see if he gets token here, then he'll go to Hawksness so he can get the armor out of there. And then the search over the overworld is not trouble at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a situation where potentially, well, no, the flute has been found, so he is going to have to go to those overworld coordinates one way or the other. It could be the armor, or it could be the token, but it is something that he will need.
I mean, the token actually.
Avoiding it. It could be like an easier count if you already had the armor and all that. Maybe the survivability of counting will be a little easier. So yeah, maybe he'll save that for last anyway.
I'm saying the token might be in his chest still. Like, just because you can search this play of Hawksness and find nothing. It's very possible.
This could have nothing, that's right. But something has to be on the overworld because he did give coordinates. Otherwise, the old man would say, I think you're good, buddy.
Yeah, you're in blue armor. You got a set.
I do expect Ness to check the bottom of the grave here since he's already here. And there are some decent enemies to grind on in here anyway, so he won't be losing time doing so. Of course, if he falls asleep against an Armor Knight.
Like so.
He might not get there. Oh my god, now he's casting Hurt. It's just like... this is such trolling when this happens. Care of him.
But currently it's an excellent wake-up game. Wake up to double EX.
He still has not made it to level 12, so he does not have the heal spell. He's using up those herbs again.
Right, that's where the Armor Knight's dangerous. Even in endgame will be dangerous. The heal more risk.
2,000 points, I believe he needs. He needs like 2 more of these Armored Knights, and he'll have level 12. Here's one of them right now. He needs like 1 more after this.
Yeah.
If he could just wake up. Wake up!
Again, yeah, endgame, these guys will be a pain, because if they put you to sleep and hit you 4 or 5 times, you're usually heal more. In which case, you're losing 1 more heal more for Giant Lord.
They seem to like to cast Hurt after they put you to sleep, so it's just kind of a nuisance.
They're magic heavy. It's like they're amateurs. They're trying to hurt more. You have to practice first. You have to.
Yeah. Now Game Boy going back into Hawksness. Now he's got the heal spell.
So you can get to the fight with full health.
By any chance?
Not that I saw. No.
Yeah. Oh, he's still on 12. I thought he was on 13. Okay.
So he can get to the fight with full power if he wants to.
Oh, you can land a couple of Hurt Mores here if you get lucky. I think it's worth trying.
Yeah, land 2. It's just a swing. Alright, there you go. Well, I sword the face. It finds the token.
Now that he does not have to go to the bottom of the grave, because the armor has to be on the overworld, and he's found all of the quest items. So this is going to save him time with respect to what NESCardinality is doing here, which is searching the bottom of the grave. As we know now, he won't find anything useful down there.
But he did find level 12 and heal spells. Now he's not going to die on the way in. So at least he'll finish his church.
Yeah, so that was interesting. If he did... Interesting. I don't know how far away Ness was to the town of Hawksness, but maybe he should have done that before going into the grave. But, you know, he hadn't found even the top chests on the grave yet either, so...
the grave's wide open. I think that play, stat-wise, more chests, more chance to find a token.
Yeah, so and he did find, I guess, the stones, right? The stones were on the top level of the grave.
Yeah, he found those now, so you need to find those as well. So he's not just looking for a thing. He's still got to find 2 or 3 more critical items.
Yeah, so it was a productive trip here. It's just unfortunately he's going into the bottom levels, and Game Boy will not have to do this.
Of course, it's IKEA. You have to go to the whole store. You can't just do the first part and walk out.
See, now he's having to run from enemies because he's almost out of resources, and he really wants to get to that bottom chest. So the time that you spend now running from enemies, now that's truly losing time as compared to Game Boy. When he was fighting these enemies, they're giving decent experience. He's not really losing that much time. He needs to get to this chest, and so he's losing time now.
And Game Boy decides, she's a princess, I will find the armor myself. And so he does. Game Boy's maxed out his armor. The Game Boy is not... He's not gold rounded, has he?
Well, Game Boy just found the armor?
Yes, about 2 minutes ago.
My goodness. Yeah, that's a long count, too. Well done for that.
He's off the Charlock, it seems.
He needs to do. He needs to visit the jerk, and that's it, right? Oh, he already did.
He hasn't been to the jerk with the items yet.
No, he has not been to the jerk. So that's it, though. He has all the equipment. He never did grind for the silver shield, though, huh?
Nope.
What? Okay.
Again, you're playing... This is the top level seeds. This is the winner's final here. You know your opponent's going to be a speed demon. Like, it'd be great to grind, spend 2 minutes getting that gold and that silver shield, but I don't need it. Do I really need that with 100 MP at level 13?
Yeah, exactly. It all depends on kind of when the opportunity comes up, how convenient it is, whether or not you have to go out of the way to set up a grind. So he may be at this stage now where he's just not going to bother. He's going to have his eye on his defense score and his agility score. Maybe large shield would be enough.
Yeah, it depends.
And what he might do, actually, is poke his head into Charlock and see which enemies are in there on the first couple of zones. You know, you may find that you really want the silver shield.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine that might be his next stop unless he wants to go grind on that blue dragon.
Let's see his stats. His agility is pretty high. Comparatively, 60 agility. His agility is really high for getting away stuff.
Yeah, he did have the agility build too, remember? So he's got a little bit of a bonus on his agility score. So maybe
yeah,
with the large shield a little bit easier than Ness would be able to.
With a little more grind going on, I'll be alright. Because you want about 80 or so to be able to run efficiently.
I'm going to take my first real look at the stats here as we're getting towards the end game. So already 122 attack power for Game Boy with the Erdrick's sword on level 13. With 102 MP. So that ratio is close, but not quite close enough. A little short on hit points. Of course, he's got... NESCardinality will have more hit points. So Game Boy doesn't gain any more hit points at all in the next couple of levels. That could be a factor because that could allow NESCardinality to go a level earlier than Game Boy because of the difference in builds. Let's see, in addition, they would probably want a little more agility, but that's not like a hard and fast requirement to beat the game. To get there in order to
not be ambushed
fight the final boss. So 122 and 102, a bit more strength really, and you're ready to beat the Dragon Lord. So potentially only one more level up for Game Boy could do it. He would want some strength and some hit points.
You might get a level.
I think would be nice.
Might be a whole boat of stats. It might be I love it. We'll see how it works.
Warlock is relatively easy. This could be another case because they do have a pretty good amount of M. This is where he could fight his way down on level 13, pick up 14 along the way, and then continue on to beat the Dragon Lord. If he fights some easy enemies along the way to conserve his MP.
He walked in and blew up a dragon with hurt more immediately, so he's not working on winning.
He did not have that idea in mind. He's just on a recon mission right now. He wants to see what's here. He's going to get the level he needs, and he's going to go back and heal. But, you know, sometimes if you have a feeling that the next level is going to be the one, consider just trying to get halfway there and then go into Sherlock and try and conserve and fight at the same time. But
You know, he would need to actually get
casting
Dragon
hurt
Lord.
more.
Yes. There's one thing he's missing, though, to be the Dragon Lord. Heal more.
I have heal more yet. I didn't even look at that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You have 200 MP for all you care. But
It's a slightly harder fight if you don't have heal more. I agree with you.
If you die in 2 hits anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay, so next level, he could learn it on the next level, so...
There could be a 416. It could be a endgame spell, literally.
And he's very close, right? He needs 56 and change, so 1 or 2 more enemies, and we'll see what he gets on level 14 now. And looks like NESCardinality might be Blue Dragon...
Kill?
Well, he just found the
find
token. Found the token. I was wondering if he was going to try and grind on this Blue Dragon while he was here, but...
Yeah, he's going to.
A couple of more smacks at him.
Might as well, especially since the arm is close to the castle, so it's not really worth leaving and coming back and doing it twice.
Ness needs, right, is to do that count for the armor. So he might as well just finish using up his MP here and try and go with an efficient grind while he's here. Setting him a grind later.
All right, 14 for Game Boy.
I missed what he got for boosts. So I'll have to look at the stats on our screen here once it updates to level 14 for Game Boy.
124 attack power.
Yeah, so a lot of MP gained for Game Boy, so he got an additional heal more or 2 out of that. I think 2 additional heal mores now, potentially. So 124 and 112 is close, but the HP is too low for a borderline situation. So a little bit more to go for Game Boy. Can't quite do it on level 14.
Yeah, unfortunately, HP is an important thing. Dragon Lord, if you're properly geared out, max damage, I believe, is 48.
Yeah, now we don't have the fighter's ring marked off for Game Boy still. Are we confident about that? With Game Boy, he does not have the fighter's ring equipped yet. Because even that 2 strength would make a difference here. Down there at 126 and 12 with full MP somehow. I mean, 93 HP is a little low, but I think it's like a more than a 0% chance that he could win.
Well, you could win, but again, you're never gonna double attack. If you get ambushed, you got to heal first. Like basically,
Really
you're going to
you have to. Yeah, I mean it.
You're going to be assuring that you have to be on defensive.
It's quick enough to get up to 7,500 from where he is to get the next level, so. I think the Sherlock dive is not going to be that difficult so far, right? We haven't seen a lot of red enemies in here, have we?
Not yet, no. Base dragons, blue dragons, Axolate, Star Wyvern.
But again, the agility build can backfire if it's an easy dive, because now he's got all this agility. Well, I mean, their agility scores are not that great, but on this dive, if the monsters are easy to run from, and then again, NESCardinality on level 13 is going to have the hit points that he needs on 14, whereas Game Boy does not have the hit points yet.
Yeah, I didn't want to see that though. On level 14, he got all the spells possible, so he's maxed out in spells, I believe.
Or is not an issue now.
So we know it's coming. So, actually, Ness might find hurt more or heal more doesn't time to simply keep on grinding it. But still gotta find the armor. So, unfortunately, Game Boy is heading towards the end game. He's ready to take down the Dragon Lord, possibly next level.
We have the armor marked off for NESCardinality already. Did
right.
we miss him doing that?
Actually, no, he did get it. You're right. There's that magic armor, though. That's for the swamp. I don't think he got it yet. I'm too busy watching.
Yeah,
I've been...
Neither, so I don't know. The chat will probably know better than us on that one. It's hard to really focus on both at the same time. It's amazing how something like that. If he picked it up, then he's good to go. He's just in grind mode now. Has not visited the Rain Cave, but that's pretty close by. And then the Jerk, of course, he knows where that is as well.
Here's where to go, just simply walking. Yes, that's actually a good point. He's on the swamp and not being hit. Ergo, I'd imagine.
If he already picked up the armor and the chat's saying that he did, this is actually a close race because of what I said. It may be a situation where he can go a level earlier than Game Boy if he wants to risk it.
It could be mad luck. Game Boy is going to go down. So Game Boy is now not casting spells, so he can heal now. So if he's trying to sneak past, like, oh, let's walk down and swing on things, we'll heal, I'll use the armor to heal, and I walk, and then hopefully gain level 15, and fight Dragon Lord. And Werewolf said, that's cute, have 4 HP.
Yeah, it's almost like Game Boy has chosen to use this Sharlock area as a grind zone anyway. He's decided that the Blue Dragon is just not efficient enough. So, a little bit of a difference in the end game here.
Let's see.
Taking down the Blue Dragons fairly quickly, but, you know.
Guaranteed thing, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. It's Green Dragon asleep. Oh, how about that? Surprise, surprise.
Hello.
So Green Dragon pulls out surprise after 10 fights and learns to sleep.
Yep.
And you might actually do damage. There's a Green Dragon. The last race I commented with Ness, actually, I'm on the other commentary as well. There is a savage Green Dragon. It knew Dragon Lord Breath and knew Sleep. It was ambushing it like well beyond its weight class. It was out for blood. It was a savage beast.
Ness runs from the Red Dragon en route to healing up. In between Hawksness and Rimaldar, he almost got slayed. A little grind interruption, because I assume he's going straight back to Hawksness now. He's just gotta run through a Red Dragon desert in order to get back to Hawksness.
Now just heal more and HP to use it heal more, or MP to use heal more. So.
Well, just now he was totally out of resources because he was going back to heal. But yeah, you're right. Now it would be a little better. He may stop to fight one if he finds one, because he's got stop spell now. They're worth a lot of experience, so in with full resources for sure. He's decided are quick enough, and they're worth 180 experience.
Adri pops up, says, wrong number, runs away.
He's about 1,500 experience behind Game Boy, so it's going to depend on whether or not he is able to go a level earlier than Game Boy, or if Game Boy somehow has a failed dive.
Failed dive is possible. You have two...
Or a failed Dragon Lord fight.
Yeah, a few enemies with some pretty powerful abilities here. If the bottom floor has AKs, that's always a risk.
Sleep spell, yeah.
Just time-wise. And then,
time-wise as well, yeah, but you could get ambushed and sleeped, and they do have hurt, though, so they're less likely to just wipe you out, I guess, but...
15
but
is
time-wise, for sure, they can slow you down.
15... only 4 HP. Not so hot.
Alright, so 15, and I did look at his stats. It is showing 126 for his attack power, so that means that he did not equip the Fighter's Ring.
Yeah.
Because it's matched up with our graphic there, and we do not have the Fighter's Ring for Game Boy. Yeah. So, like, that could be... Like, when these levels are borderline, that could be the difference.
Yeah. The main thing is HP is still too low. He still has... He can't survive 2 maximum attack damages from the Dragon Lord right now.
Yeah. Our graphic is showing 97 max. Is that...
Yeah, 97 max. What's max? 48?
Yeah, so he could do it if... Well, you know, that he could still get hit for 49 or 50 because of the defense score.
Yeah, physical could be a problem.
Physical, yeah. But the physical is a lower percentage. Like, to get hit for a max physical is only like a 2% chance. Whereas the max Dragon Lord Breath is like 12.5% or something. So 97 is a good, you know, he's at least able to do it if he wants. Now the ratio 126 to 114, I'm thinking he's like 1 heal more short. That Fighter's Ring equipped, I swear to you right now, that makes the difference. I mean, on the chart that I have, 128 and 114 would be good enough. So
small numbers do matter.
Interesting if that ends up like causing him to make another level because he forgot to equip the fighter's ring. We'll see.
So you're reminded that we decks can win. He's in his menu too.
Only 97 HP, like you said. You could get the big physical. You could get a bad heal more roll.
If you're fighting DL1 and you take a hurt more and just finish him off because you got herbs and he opens up an ambush and punches you.
Right, and you don't have that. You're not defense breaking. Dragon Lord 1. You have a really low defense score. Seems to not matter so much for the dive, but it could come into play on the final battle.
And the boss could be anybody. We don't know who the boss is yet.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's a lot of questions.
Have to, well, they do have the flute in case it's the golem.
You got stop spell in case it's the red dragon.
Yeah.
You got sleep. You got stop spell. They have answers, but you gotta see who it is first, and if you get jumped, and how it goes from there.
Yeah, and he does have an extra 2 MP at his disposal, like if he had to cast Sleep on a Stone Man or something like that. That would not cut into his heal more total. It's amazing to me. I really think that the difference of not having the Fighter's Ring equipped actually makes a difference in this exact spot.
Possible. And as Chad's pointing out cards feature, I think you might see the small HP gain right here, and keep on grinding. Actually, he gains 5, doesn't he? He gains 1 more HP, doesn't he?
HP build, so he already has 100 HP, and he's gonna get a little more. Like I think, like I'm saying,
he's running out of town. Is he diving or is he going to heal?
Yeah. Now let's check out NESCardinality stats. Now we're looking at stats. So he has the Fighter's Ring equipped, so he's 128 and 14, and he has a little bit of a cushion with HP. I believe that Ness could go at 15, and Game Boy would struggle at 15. So into one of these situations where the difference in builds could allow Ness to catch up. Game Boy is diving, and he has all his MP still. So he is planning on fighting the Dragon Lord.
We'll give it a go. See what happens. When you're down here, might as well check.
And he has all his MP. 6 and 114. It's just so borderline. Like if you just equip that Fighter's Ring, it would make such a difference. The boss is if he gets there. Ness running around completing the errands of trading in the harp. He's going to have to trade in for the drop as well.
Alright, Green Dragon ambush.
This has been a fast seed for us. Something that started off with strength 4 and no spells.
Yeah, well, backdoor into Urger's Sword. Definitely open it up pretty fast.
So Stone Man, not choosing to go with sleep on the Stone Man. He's just going for it. He's trying to outpunch the Stone Man. He must have plenty of herbs to...
He's got 4 more herbs.
4 more herbs, okay. So 5 more herbs.
Never mind. No.
Alright, and he's going to heal walk the rest of the way, and here we go! At 97 HP and questionable ratios for strength and MP. Let's see if he gets some good attack rolls, and let's see if he gets ambushed on Dragon Lord 2 fight.
Is Dower a fool?
Fortunately first, and he takes him down before he's able to herb up to full. So he's going to lose 1 attack on the first roll, but he does not get ambushed. He rolls a 9. My chart shows that his range is 6 to 13. A 7. So we have a 9 and a 7. 16. Not starting off particularly good. There's an 11 for...
Ooh, he gambled.
Oh boy. Alright. What did he fight at? Exactly 48? Was he at 48 when he fought?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he got roasted for the max damage fire.
Yeah, that's, again, one of the issues you run into when you have the 97 HP, like you were saying. The 97 just, it's a little borderline.
You have no leeway.
Whereas NESCardinality has 105, so he was less likely to run into that situation.
I'd say 47. Effectively, for Dragon Lord Breath, odd numbers don't really count. You only hit the
NESCardinality, I believe, I would say, is in the lead now. He does have to stop over at the Jerk Cave, right? He's... Let's see. He went right past Sharlock. On now, does he have to buy herbs for anything?
He's healing, get the herbs.
I'm a little behind here. Oh, he's out.
He's already seen the Jerk, I believe. He's out. He's going to use the drop. He's actually about 10 steps ahead.
Boy has herbed up, and he is entering Sharlock. This could literally go either way now because it's one player could just have more encounters than the other player. You could run into one of those armored knights that put you to sleep for 5 or 6 rounds and just whittled you down.
Mm-hmm. Accident ambush can take you down. Green dragons jump on you and put you to sleep.
Game Boy has an agility advantage here slightly.
They were step for step for that moment there where the fight happened.
Game Boy just not encountering anything, so he pulls into the lead. He walks right past NESCardinality on the top floor, and now they're fighting the exact same green dragon. I think almost on the same tile. This is amazing. Look at this race.
Look
at this winners bracket final coming down to the Sharlock dive side by side. It's like fighting right next to each other. We're going into party mode. They're shoulder to shoulder, fighting their way down here. Let's see who gets there first.
Game Boy gets some good luck here. He's getting very few encounters.
The run luck. A few points of agility could cause you to run from 1 or 2 extra battles, maybe on 1 or 2 fewer tries than your opponent. So picking up a few seconds with that. Oh, red dragon. We didn't see any red dragons before, did we? Or maybe I missed them.
No, we did not. Game Boy he had about 3 floors of basically no encounters, and it's only fun police show up.
So Game Boy has what did he cast before? Because he's down to 112 MP.
He has Radiant.
Oh, jeez. All right. You might want to have a stop spell in case you run into a red dragon, right? I don't know. Something. They spam hurt more, so.
Oh, you can see the difference there. You can see the difference. Game Boy get hit for 14, 20 from star weapons. Next got hit for 1.
Well, with the silver shield, yeah, you're right. So he's defense breaking. I didn't even look at that stat. Let me see what's going on with it. At 87 defense because of the silver shield, he's defense breaking werewolves and star wyverns, and Game Boy is only defense breaking wizards.
Yeah, so NESCardinality being tickled as he goes down.
Certain battles, it's an advantage now for NES.
Game Boy gets the basement first.
Super close.
Care about being hits if you're not getting the fights.
He is just getting some good encounter luck here, and NES can't get away from the star wyvern. Wow.
It happens.
Maybe a minute behind, and they were right next to each other. Look at this.
A ton of encounters. They all come down to.
Yeah. So they're both going on 15. Now, I don't feel like this is a free fight for Game Boy on 15. And he has not been leveling up along the way. He's decided that 15 is going to be it for him. And
this race is
free. The ratio is not quite there for him for average rolls. He's got to get above average rolls.
Yeah. Now Game Boy, in his mind, is now 15 against NESCardinality. He found the sword in the first cave he walked into the game. You're thinking he's had the sword the whole time. He's been chopping things up like crazy.
Oh, for sure. I don't blame him. Like I think these guys are frantically just trying to get there as quick as possible. It's just, I'm telling you that NESCardinality has the fighter's ring equipped and Game Boy doesn't. It's just unbelievable that it could come down to that.
All right, and NES sees the red dragon. He says, "I'm not running. I'm just going to chop it down because I can't. I'm not going to risk being hit 10 times by running away with this dragon." Game Boy actually he's afraid of. Ooh, no, he's afraid of being rushed. He healed more for the Dragon Lord. That's bad. That's real bad.
Yes. Did he run out of herbs? Is that what happened?
I think so. Or he's just freaking out about time.
This is a very difficult fight for him to win now.
He had herbs. He just was afraid of time. He was down to nothing after the snowman. You want to try and fish for a better DL1 fight. He's not getting it.
Really burning a heal more there? I don't know.
Well, so is Game Boy. So is NES, because that snowman does not let him pass.
Oh. See, NESCardinality, I believe, could still win, though. 128 and 104 is a doable ratio. It's the 126 attack power hitting. Yeah. It really makes a difference here.
Yeah, Snowman being the MVP, he's holding up the fort pretty well.
Yeah, are you counting here? I lost count, but
I've been watching NES run into yet another red dragon. Like his encounter luck.
So, oh, stop spell. This is what I was wondering, if you would use your stop spell here. And he does tend to spam hurt more, so you could just keep trying to run away until you can... I think that was a good move.
It's worth trouble.
By NESCardinality. And he decided to fight his way through as well, so...
He done it before as well. So he's sacrificing,
Let's see if Game Boy gets some really big rolls here and pulls this out. He did not get ambushed, I don't think.
Nah, I think Game Boy's gotta start using hurt more. I think he wants to attempt to sneak this one out. Yeah, let a fire into that guy.
I mean, I lost count, but I know that he was down to heal more going in, and he would have to really get some big rolls all the way through.
Oof, no. I think Game Boy's out of luck, but I think
he has... I believe NESCardinality has a reasonably good chance to win this at 128 and 104. And a little bit extra HP as well.
Yeah, man, final boss. No crits.
And he gets a stop spell. NESCardinality gets a stop spell. Now he gets to hurt more. I don't know if he has any more herbs.
He does. I think there's one more. But
Game Boy now down to his last 3 heal mores.
Wow, bad rolls in Dragon Lord 1.
2 could have low HP total. There's a range, 150 to 165.
Up. Yeah, Game Boy gamble on the hurt more. He knows needs it.
Okay.
Ooh,
wow.
No dice.
All right, well, let's watch NESCardinality. I think Ness has a reasonably good chance, actually, to victorious against the Dragon Lord here.
Yeah, he's being punched for 30s. Like, he can get double attacks in. If he gets
I don't know about double attacks necessarily. Maybe if he gets 1, I think he's got it for sure. But he just needs average rolls.
It'd be real luck for a double attack, but yes, it's not at all possibility.
I mean, he did burn a heal more on the way down, so it's really close. It's going to come down to the last 1 or 2 turns. Come down to whether or not Dragon Lord happens to have a high HP total or a low HP total.
Mm-hmm. And it rolls. That's a good roll. That 14.
Yeah, see, the 14 is not possible for Game Boy, so that's the fighter's ring coming into effect. He gets the 14. Alright, well, he's halfway through his MP reserves. He is fighting and healing and fighting and healing. Menuing as quickly as he can without making a menuing error.
Yeah, again, he's only getting single attacks basically, so the shield is not really a factor right now. It was a factor going down for sure. Allow him to tank hits and fight those red dragons, one-on-one. I guess Dragon Lord's not really helping in that regard, but it's definitely a matter of build versus build in regards to the HP and the stats.
I think the HP build is turning into an advantage here. I agree with you. Alright, 2 more heal mores for Ness. He is not casting hurt more. He must feel like he has a chance. He rolls a 7 though.
7. He's rolling low now. The rolls have gone cold.
I don't know how he's been doing on average, but Taxi rolls an 8. Oh my goodness. He's calculating in his mind if he can even get just to a little over 150, he'll at least have a chance. And how much HP does Dragon Lord have? Is he going to be... And he gets another 8. He gets 1 more attack, and it's a 10, and it's not enough.
Not enough.
A redive for both players.
All right, now the question here is Game Boy...
Oh my goodness. I think he could have had him, but maybe... Let's see if Chat has a damage total. He might have high HP.
121.
Because Ness would have cast heal more. If he couldn't have made it, he would have cast heal more. He must have had enough to get over 150, but not necessarily over 160.
Right.
What did he have? Well, how much damage did he do?
I think Zarnax is counting at 147. That seems reasonable. They got close to the 150.
And even with that last attack, it was only 147? Okay. Yeah, his last 2 or 3 or 4 rolls were terrible.
All right, Ness is going to get a level up. Game Boy is fighting on the way down. I don't know if he'll be able to...
Really? Because that level is enough. He burned a heal more on the way down, so...
Yeah, Card's walking straight past 12.
I really think that 15 is doable. There weren't that many really horrible enemies in Charlock. A lot of Star Wyverns and...
Fine herbs. He might go back down just because he knows He knows the math is there. He knows.
Yeah, he's just making a trip to get herbs. I would be surprised if he levels up again. I think he's going in. He knows he had some really bad rolls at the end there. Oh, consecutive 7s and 8s. He's doing like 7 to 14, I think, is his range.
And again, the Stone Man before, there were 2 Stone Men he ran to, and plus the Red Dragon they ran to that forced him to use more MP than he planned on. The Stone Men for both sides actually were stonewalled him. They ambushed and punched him really hard, and they had to heal more in a fight or they died. So they were basically forced to use the heal more before they wanted to.
Yeah. It's really amazing when you get these races where it comes down to borderline stats, and like if somebody chooses to level up an extra level, or if someone gambles on something that's not quite enough, or it's like a lot of extra decisions.
Or if it's on ring. Yeah.
Like putting on the fighter's ring, yeah. Like that could be a thing sometimes, yep. This is making it exciting because unless somebody levels up, the same thing could happen again. I mean, you don't know how many dives it'll take, or how many Dragon Lord fights it'll take. Both players on maximum MP so far, Game Boy having used or Repel, not wanting to buy the torch, I guess, at Carenham when he went and bought the herbs. I don't know, but he used Radiant, rather, not Repel, Radiant.
Yeah, the Game Boy's reasonably close to a level.
I liked the move that Ness did when he used that extra 2 MP on a stop spell on the Red Dragon. I feel like you want that in your back pocket.
Yeah, well, it saved them from a... Yeah, it saved them
so
from
here's a Red Dragon right now, see? And he is using a stop spell, and that is going to cost Game Boy a heal more now, because he used a Radiant spell on the Red Dragon, and it's the right decision because he is spamming Hurt more, but now he has 1 less heal more to work with for the Dragon Lord fight. He kind of needs that heal more at 126 attack power. He's the one that needs that heal more.
Yeah, Game Boy is more reliant on a little bit of luck, a little bit of RNG, and maximum possible healing. But Game Boy wants that extra level up. He wants to see if we can get off that. If he gets enough HP off the level.
He has been gaining, that's right. I didn't even notice. Yeah, he's only 400 points away. He will get it by the time he gets there, because he's got to fight the mini-boss anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he'll have it now. He'll get there on 16, so Ness really needs to hurry.
He needs a little strength, he needs some HP, which will heal it by walking or by herbing, and he will spare his magic best he can. Worst case, if he gets killed again, he'll dive down 16 and have that's
he can use some natural heal spell. He can use that twice. He manages to run from the Red Dragon on the first try, so yeah, I didn't even realize that they were gaining some experience on the way down this time, so Boy should be in good shape unless it's an absolutely true MTI level on 16.
It is possible.
It's or at the very least, if it's like no strength and not much MP.
The last race I did before I got knocked out was basically
unless he goes back to heal. So if it's just all MP, then that won't help him. Like what he really needs is strength.
Yep.
If he's going to be fighting his way down. It would be nice for him to get a little bit of HP as well, because he's on the borderline with HP on his build.
You don't notice now these green dragons, they can sleep you and hit you pretty hard.
He doesn't need to fight anything else. He can the mini boss will level him up.
Yeah, he's trying to run, but again, he's having problems.
Green dragons. He keeps getting put to sleep, and meanwhile Ness could walk right by him if he's just sitting there sleeping. So
yeah, fortunately, both runners are thankful that the AK-47 is not in the castle apparently. So
and he does have he has extra MP here and not using sleep again on the Stone Man. Surprised by that, but feeling he can just outpunch him. Gets him on less attacks than I would have thought. So let's see what 16 provides. Ooh. Oh, it's a big power boost. It's all over.
All right.
He just needs to not make a mistake here or not get ambushed and put to sleep or something. All right, so he's arrived with 99 hit points. He's at 136 now, so he only needs about 10 heal mores at this attack level. So
it's much better.
It'd be really, really, really hard for him to lose this fight now. That was a big level up for Game Boy. To get the experience points on the way down, that was a good idea for him.
Heals back.
Ness doing the same thing, by the way. He's only 500 points away from level 16 himself.
Which is a hair behind that early find the sword. A few of the choices he made, questioning a bit better. Not going through the grave, especially, was a big thing. Basically, the change of the grave hunt for Ness versus Game Boy skipping it entirely, more or less, kind of changed the face of the whole race.
What caused him to know that? He was able to defeat the Blue Dragon at Hawk's Nest, right? And so he found
the
token and knew that he didn't have to go into the grave.
Right. So a little quirk there. He found the right thing first, and could skip an entire part of the game.
Yeah. All right, Ness will level up on his victory over the Stone Man as well, I believe. He has his full MP reserves as well, so his fight will also be free. If he follows through and finishes it out. Game Boy is probably only a few hits away here. Approaching an hour and a half when it seemed like it might have been a sub 115 seed. Just some difficulties in Sharlock.
Mm-hmm.
Both players. There's Dragon Lord one fight. So he knows that he just needs to menu through this as quickly as possible. He's probably a minute and a half to 2 minutes behind Game Boy here.
Below of 17. Game Boy takes down the Dragon Lord.
He's done it. He is going to cast Return. And after he talks to the king, he will be moving on to the grand final. Your GG's out for Game Boy. Well done, sir. NESCardinality. We'll probably finish his fight with Dragon Lord, just a minute or two behind.
He certainly will. He's right there. Caliber of race to expect from 1 and 2. Really a minute difference, perhaps.
You know what? Like, if racers can make it look like it's no problem to not have heal spells through the whole race, they're pretty much experts at the game. I mean, these guys handled that beautifully. I mean, that could be a very difficult seed to navigate through, and they made it look easy.
Oh yeah.
Game Boy.
I won that?
You feel your breath in the back of your head there? It's
Congratulations for making the grand final. Ness is about to defeat the Dragon Lord as we speak. It was a close finish.
Oh my... I'm sorry, I'm speechless.
Yeah, you both had failed dives, actually, so it could have gone either way a couple of different times.
Yeah.
And you both ended up doing the same thing, fighting your way down for 16 on your last attempt there. So well done. Indeed, overall.
Thank you. I thought I played solidly until Sharlock, to be honest with you. So...
Yeah, what was it about Sharlock that you wish you could have done differently?
Probably grinded to 16. I thought 15 was going to be enough. I mean, I don't know what the stats were. It didn't help that I didn't have a silver shield, but...
So you want to know a mistake that we noticed that probably would have made 15 enough for you? Or it would have made it easier?
Well, silver shield, fighter's ring.
So it turns out that you did not equip the fighter's ring.
Did I have the fighter's ring?
I thought you had it.
You had the fighter's ring.
Yeah.
And you did not equip it. So those 2 attack points would have actually helped a lot in the in your case.
Wow.
So
that's not a...
Unless you didn't actually finish going through the mountain cave, I'm pretty sure you did though. It was in there.
I didn't think I touched the mountain cave.
No, you skipped the Grave of Garen. You found the token in the Hawk's Nest spot. You knew the armor was on the map, so you just skipped the Grave of Garen entirely.
Yeah.
You had to go through mountain, right? Was the stones in Mountain Cave? Something was in Mountain Cave that you needed.
Top of the Mountain Cave, 3 chests. No, top of the Mountain Cave is 2 chests. So Garen Grave first floor had stones of sunlight. So you had to go to the top of Garen's at least. You can go to the bottom. Mountain Cave did not have that, actually.
Harp and the tablet.
Yeah.
Maybe Game Boy would know better. Maybe you never went into the Mountain Cave.
No, I didn't think. Yeah, I didn't think I went to the mountain cave. I found the jerk. I started going to the mountain cave, and then I got run into somebody.
So
I ran
did
into
not make a
somebody.
mistake then. Yeah, I think I think I read something in chat and I picked up on it. I said, "Wow, why didn't you equip the Flares ring?" So yeah, that was tough. It was a very borderline level 15. I mean, I thought if maybe you could have made it on full MP, but that's always a struggle, you know.
Yeah.
Time you run into a red dragon, I think you both had the right idea by casting stop spell and fighting your way through those. So it was tough to get down there on full MP. Like you have just run a marathon or something. You're just just out of breath.
Yeah, I mean, the second dive, I had maybe 5 encounters the whole way down. I might have had maybe 6 encounters. I had so few encounters, and
yeah, you walked right past him at one point on one of those because he was encountering everything, and you didn't have any encounters. What did you think about the start to the seed? Because you were on 4 strength, and you guys couldn't find any slimes. But then you found the big stick.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was so hilarious. After I did the double spark over bridge, you notice that there is effectively a spark over bridge over there. I searched both those tiles because why not? And then I think I had like 6 consecutive encounters on the way to doing something. it was. It was
interesting. We were wondering how you guys were going to get off level 1, and it was. Have NESCardinality?
We do.
Yeah. Good game card. Oh.
May have to unmute because we can't hear.
I don't know. User, no? Well, Zardax with the double spark over bridge.
Hello there.
Hey, there you are. Good game. Good game card.
Took me, yeah, very good. Apparently, it was very close.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, it was. Both of you had some issues in Charlock at the end, or in Dragon Lord battles and what have you. Tell me about the seed from your perspective.
Well, I was really worried about the beginning. I found I scrapped my first 9 minutes. So I was always worried about being behind, but I played everything so well after that. I was so proud of myself. Just a lot of little things along the way, and I found everything really quickly. Everything was airtight, but I'm curious, Game Boy, how did the beginning go for you?
Oh, it was funny. I've already said this to chat, but why not? We'll say it again. So you notice that there was a double spark over bridge, right? So I searched those 2 tiles, and then as far as I was concerned, I effectively got punished for doing that because I ran into like 6 consecutive encounters of like nothing I could fight. It was hilarious.
Expected NESCard. Game Boy did manage to make his way through the swamp cave and backdoor into Garanham several minutes before you found the sword. He had the sword a bit earlier than you did.
I wasn't too worried about that because I still had ways to attack enemies. It's not like the sword thrust me way ahead or anything.
Yeah, it didn't make a really big difference. Just there was a couple of minutes where he was able to fight some things before you were able to get the hand axe sword. So he had a small lead from there, but it was really actually pretty close. It didn't turn out to be as big of an advantage as we may have thought.
Other than the spark over bridge, what did you do, Game Boy? Like, did you find Cantlin first to get a hand axe?
I did Yui, and I found the Harp Cave first, if I'm not mistaken. And then I might have found Cantlin. No, I didn't. I actually went to Garanham and got the big stick. I got the sword at 6 minutes. I think it was. So, and then I started going immediately to intermediate monsters to get get my points that way.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm not surprised that you kept up. If you're really good at something, Car. I mean, if I was forced to pick one thing you were very good at, well, shoot, it'd just be a tie between exploring and grinding. But you're very good, like, at grinding and keeping up, even if there is a supposed advantage. So
I do try.
Yeah, another difference from our perspective that nobody's fault, obviously, it's just the way it goes, is that Game Boy happened to, you were in coal early on, right, and you found the fairy flute, but you happened to beat the blue dragon and discovered the token dragon spot, and you never had to go to the bottom of the grave. And Ness ended up exploring the grave first, which at first wasn't a big deal, but I think you were running out of resources when you tried to get to that bottom chest, so you spent a couple minutes trying to run from some enemies and to get down to the bottom.
It had nothing to do with the token. I was going for the harp. It was 2 chests against 1, and I hadn't found the tablet cave. So that's what that was about.
Gotcha. Yeah, it just so happened the order that Game Boy found things in, he never had to go to the bottom levels of the grave. So that may have saved a minute. I mean, it wasn't that big a deal, but it was a close race, so that was one difference.
Somebody said he never went into the mountain cave either?
No, I never went in.
Well, where were all the key items then? Well, where were the Stones of Sunlight? On the top floor of Garen's grave, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I'm going to have to watch this replay. I could have sworn you went in there, Game Boy. That's why. I don't know. But you never did equip the fighter's ring, so maybe it makes sense now that you didn't.
Yeah, I found the jerk, and then I walked to... and then I started walking to the mountain cave, and I got picked off by somebody, and then I died, and that was it. So, and I just was like, well, let's see what else I can do.
Okay. Yeah. So not needing to explore either dungeon very much may have saved you a minute or two. You were that time grinding other things.
Yeah, another thing would be well, one small mistake that I did make was forgetting to when I got the token and then the armor, forgetting to proceed to the jerk and get the drop. So I actually lost 2 wings and a bunch of time that way. So, well, not a bunch. It was probably a minute, but that's something that I didn't think of at the time. And I'm like, crap, I got to go all the way back. So,
Boy, Sharlock was friendly. I had such a good shot, and on my first run, I just ran into 2 red dragons. I chose to fight them, and I had to burn a heal more, and that really made the difference. I also ran out of herbs.
Oh.
But with the fighter's ring, it was super, super close. My odds were decent, and I just got below average rolls on my last 6 attacks.
Yeah, the first dive, I got to the Dragon Lord with full HP, and I beat the Dragon Lord in 2 shots. It was a 77 hit point Dragon Lord, DL1, and then I had
you were probably planning on using an herb there, right? But then he just died on you.
Yeah, and then he just died on me. Now I didn't get picked off, and then the first I got a double attack because he tripped. I had like 73, and I somehow went down to 49. So I was able to attack twice still, and then I had a terrible heal more, and then I attacked on 47, and he breathed for 48. So that was the first run. The second run, I think I had like 7 encounters, and that was it. I had very few encounters, and but I had to burn a heal more on the Stone Man, and then I got to 108, failed 2 hurt mores, and then the third attempt finally did it after I went to 16.
Well, don't forget, Game Boy, another thing was that you were on the strength agility build. So you on level 15 only had 97 hit points fighting the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Which was a significant difference. Yeah, NESCardinality, I think, had 105 hit points on the same level. And you did run into that one spot where you had, you chose to gamble on 47 because of however it rolled there.
Yeah.
Maybe with a few extra HP, you might not have been in that spot. So, yeah, it was interesting to see that come into play once the HP build versus the agility build coming into play there a little bit.
Yeah.
heck of a race, guys.
Yeah.
Both played extremely well. We got Game Boy now in the grand final, and NESCardinality, you got a little bit more playing to do if you want to make the grand final, I guess. You'll be waiting for the winner of Tristal and Mr. Holmes, I believe.
Right.
That's how it works out. And you could find yourself also in the grand final from here. So you're both still in. What do you guys think about the races or your future in this tournament here?
Well, I'm excited for the next matches. Do you know how soon they're going to be, Game Boy?
I know that Tristal and Mr. Holmes will happen on Wednesday, and then you'll have to talk to whoever wins as far as when you want to go do the losers finals. So if that needs to be Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll have the grand final the next week, that's fine. Maybe we can get on speed gaming just because of the big lead time. We'll have to see. Link to the Past Randomizer starting up again, so that might be a push. That might be a stretch.
Nice. Do we know what time on Wednesday that is? We can tell the chat. You got to all come back on Wednesday night and watch that one.
Yeah, it's 9:00 on Wednesday night, so that'll be a good one.
Awesome.
That'll be a good one.
I hope I'm not. Oh no, I won't be at work. I'll be able to watch it. That's sweet.
Oh, nice. Bonus. No, Ezreal, Ravenheart, and Zelnas TV were not running. It's Game Boy F9 and NESCardinality. There we go.
Well, you're both still in the final four, and you got more playing to do. Any more thoughts on this one? Otherwise, I guess it's Wednesday night will be the next race to look forward to.
Yeah, so I have to say it's been almost a year since Card and I have raced, and unfortunately our schedules just haven't lined up to where we could race against each other casually, but always an honor to play against you. I know I said this last year, and I'll say it again. I won't be surprised if I see you in the grand final. So
I look forward to the possibility.
Yep. So
it is just one game away, so the possibility is real. That's
right. Oh, by the way, this is like what was it? Mayweather and who is that other fighter? Yeah, 89.95 plus $10 for HD. So we're gonna take all your money at the end of this broadcast.
There you go.
We're all gonna make a lot of money out of that one.
Certainly, one of the advantages for making it this far in the winners bracket is that you don't have to go very far now in the losers bracket to get to the grand final.
Yeah.
Some people would have had to win 8 or 9 or 10 matches, I think, if they wanted to get there. So, yeah,
Right.
you're one race away from a rematch in the grand final. So that would be epic as well.
Mm-hmm.
This race lived up to the hype, I think.
Hey, Card, are you going to participate in this race that's starting up?
There's a race starting up? Sure.
I think JJ Schmidt wants to race, and I think Mr. Holmes might want to jump in as well. So in that case, we'll just raid your channel.
All right.
Yeah. How about that? Consolation prize. How about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah, a fine consolation prize. All right. Well, it's definitely been a pleasure. We'll see you all Wednesday.
All right. I guess that's it for us on Randomizer Mania. The next race Wednesday night, 9:00. And have a good night.
Until then.
Until then.
Hey, everybody.